has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Doesn't that just send shivers down your spine? Welcome to a new Let's Play. My name is falmunction. I will be, well, suffering, cursing, pretty much enjoying every second of this game. This is Darkest Dungeon, a game I've played, or I've waited for it to come out of early access so I could play it to its fullest for a long, long time. We're just gonna start a new campaign here. This shall be the falmunction estate. Let's head in, shall we? If you're up for it, that is. Here we go.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
That is our intro, everybody. From here on out, we're on our own. Just waiting for this to load properly. Just to know, so you know, I have played I was gonna play like a little bit of it just to get used to the mechanics. I did watch a lot of the early access version from on YouTube with other people, and so I was like, okay, I pretty much know a little bit how it works. So now let me try it out. 9 hours later, and like at least 10 restarts, because I didn't want to go that far into the story, I'm finally able to devote myself to this task. Here we go. So here's our party. We will skip all the tutorials that I already know. Our stagecoach has crashed, of course. 2 people in our party. One is a crusader, Reynold, and one is a highwayman called Dima, I think. Dima, I would say. These characters have special skills that they can use in combat. They have stats, they have resistances, and they have quirks, which we'll get into a little later. They're both level 0 right now. And this is an important bit. They both have different positions they would like to play in. So Dima likes to play in 2nd and 3rd position, Renaud in 1st and 2nd, depending on their abilities. But we're just gonna venture out, even though this is not really a dungeon, but
Have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
yeah. We cannot go to the estate just yet.
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
Because we have to still conquer the estate. So before we can do that, we have to enter the hamlet, in which we will spend most of our time. But yeah, first we need to dispatch of this guy. Now, right, so once you select an ability here, the Highwayman has Open Vein and Grape Shot Blast. You then see in this corner all the stats that are accompanied by that. So we have an 83% chance to hit this unit, and a 5% chance to crit it. And usually it takes like 4 to 8 damage, and I think crits can go further than that. And of course, Open Vein can inflict a status effect, which is Bleed. If you're looking for, a playthrough that is like advanced, you will not find it here. I need to learn myself. I know a little bit of the early game, but not much. I don't think I've seen all the classes yet. I've only seen like 3 of the areas and the starting monsters they're in. So you're gonna either learn with me, or if you wanna watch a newbie play, you can give me tips if I do anything completely wrong. Just be civil about it. We can all agree on that, I hope. So here we go. Enough talk. So he's bleeding, and he's gonna take 2 damage each round for 2 rounds. Our Crusader has a few other abilities. Let's see here. If I select stun, 88% chance to hit. Let's do it. Ooh, he dodged. Well, so far, so good. This game is very, very ouch. That was a crit by the enemy. You saw this kind of black halo around his head. This is his stress, which is indicated down here. He gained 13 stress, which is not that bad, but it'll stack up, and actually being able to heal stress, so to speak, is a lot harder than healing HP. So getting stressed out is, wow, that is incredibly bad. Getting stressed out, let's just finish this.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
The narrator is so good. Right. So we're gonna bleed a little bit here. That's okay. There is a curio here which we can interact with. I will have my Crusader do this. We can drag an item in there that could give me better chances of really actually encountering something useful. We don't have anything, so let's take our chances. We got some treasure.
There is much to be found in forgotten places.
Right.
An ambush. Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
Okay, so our highwayman is already quite weak because of that crit earlier. The game is very, very well, dependent on RNG. It's the core of the gameplay, basically, and we'll just have to live with that. And as the game said before, it's also nice stun there. It's also very, very important not to get too attached to your heroes, because they will probably die at some point, like all of them. Nice. And because he inflicted a crit on the enemy, he just got some stress reduction, which can also happen. So he's at 9 now, which is quite nice. So we're just gonna wiggle down this brute here. The dodge is nice as well. It's getting debuffed for speed, which is amazing. Actually, I should have used tracking shot earlier, but that's okay. We'll just grape shot blast both of them. Nice.
Is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Now here's where things might get tricky for people who have been following the early access versions. I will play with all the options enabled. Hey, he doesn't have a stun resist anymore, so let's do it again. I'm playing with all the extra options that some people had problems with enabled, such as corpses, which you can see here.
The bigger the beast.
Well done. Well done. Okay, we recovered some stuff.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
And that's the end of our quest. We can go home now or keep exploring, but I think there's nothing else to explore except for this chest, which I know for a fact is trapped. So that's just the tutorial missions. I guess they're all always the same. And we got lots of money and treasure that will also give us money, as well as heirlooms that we will recover. This is basically upgrade material, and with the money we can buy resources or pay for services in the hamlet. And in the end, both party members will gain some XP. Resolve XP it's called, which they will use to level up, and they're both level 1 now. And there's also a chance to get one of these quirks in the end, and we got Off Guard. Gives him less speed and less dodge, but only on the first round, which is speed governs the order your units attack in and how long they need to attack again. And then we get Unyielding, which is a 10% chance to resist a death blow, which we'll get to later on as well. This game is amazing, guys. I can't praise it enough, and I've only ever scratched the surface.
Such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Right, so this is week 1. All that really happened is that we've gained 2 party members, and they've leveled up. And these are our quest goals. Lots and lots of quest goals. Basically, do everything. Do all the quests, kill all the bosses, and so on and so forth. Right. Now, we're starting with 3 different, what's the best word for this? Maybe it says it here.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
I guess it's like houses or I don't know, buildings that will help me get better, help my squad to level up, and eventually conquer the darkest dungeon.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses, all will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
At the beginning, I will leave the subtitles on and listen to the narrator all the goddamn time because he's that great, but later on I might turn it off and just focus on the missions at hand. By the way, here, I think, the memoirs, I think, is just where you can replay all the cutscenes that might or might not happen if you manage to persevere. In the stagecoach, we'll find basically every week we'll find new adventurers who will join our party.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
They're all too eager to die for the cause. Right, and all of these institutions, they can be upgraded to be more useful, of course. And here we have the graveyard.
Covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
Yeah, there's a very long scroll bar here. The game doesn't mince words. We will have people die all the goddamn time. That is pretty much for certain. We got some upgrades though already. All these heirlooms. I will, however, we'll see what we upgrade the very first time. Let me
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
That is correct. So I just want to prepare for the next mission. The next mission will be also in the next episode. I don't think I'm gonna stretch this even further than need be. Basically, the first few ruins, in the first few quests in the ruins, I'm not sure if they're all the same. I don't think so. But these two brigand classes, or whatever you want to call them, hero classes, I guess, are always the case at the beginning. So we got the Crusader, which should be at the very front. We have Dima, which can be playing at the second and third, and he actually is best in the third spot, but he's not useless in all the other parts. And actually, that's a she. Very easy to forget. Baldry. Then we have Kulai, who is a Vestal. and she is also best in the third spot. So I'm thinking I'm gonna put him in fourth because she is more. I'll probably do that a lot in the in the coming weeks that we're gonna play this game. She's more useful here than she is here, so don't worry. I will not go into that much detail in future missions. But there are also some abilities that are still locked. I think the starting abilities are different, like randomly different each time. We also have quirks already for these characters, so she has pretty much the same as Dima. Yeah, both are off guard. So first round they're a little bit weaker. We got early riser, which is great because we want to be at high light most of the time, and ruins adventurer, less damage in the ruins, and that's exactly where we're gonna head next. And then Kulai, she has ligophobia. I mean, it's a bad trait, but it's still okay because we want to be at a high torch level anyway, so that doesn't really come into effect. And I think she will do less damage if her health is below 50, which is a concern. But then again, maybe not that much because she's a healer class. Well, not necessarily only a healer, but I will mostly use her as that. And she has more crit chance with her range skills than the average bear. Also, there are camping skills, which we won't see for a while, so I'll just leave it at that for now. So our combination will be, will you please? Thank you. This one. The red hook formation, apparently. Which I think is basically... it's basically how you're probably expected to go in the first one, but there's also the usual suspects. So every formation, or most formations, have these nicknames, which is cool. Alright, and our first quest will be to scout the ruins. Pretty easy mission, just exploring the ruins will be enough. We got some gold, crests, and a charm in the end, which is an item that any character can equip and kick ass with. So, right. Anyway, thanks for watching this introduction. We'll head into action next time, and as always at the beginning of a series, I want to know if you guys, well, first of all, how you like my channel, how you found my channel. Basically, tell me what you like, what you think I should include in the playthrough. Why not tell me about what you think about the early access scandal, because some people didn't like the new editions. I think they're interesting. And also check my Twitter. I have a new Twitter now for the channel, where you can, if you want to talk to me outside of the YouTube videos, be my guest. I will read your messages and hopefully interact with you guys. Long story short, this is going to be very, very painful, but I don't think I've eagerly awaited a game as much as this one. So there's going to be great things and horrible, horrible tragedies in our future. See you next time.